course. Don't you just hate it when that happens? Looks so cool. Cool. Rough day today, you guys. Rough day. The last thing I want to do right now is a freaking show. But you know what? The show must go on. And so here I am. You got to show up, kids. You got to show up even when you don't want to. So that's what I'm doing. I'm showing up right now. Welcome to tonight's broadcast. We're doing a Stream and Evil live show. Now, a lot of people really loved. I got a lot of positive comments about the Ramones show we just did, the best songs, worst songs, and underrated songs. And so there was demand for Misfits. All my different accounts, I was getting these requests. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's do a Misfits show. We got to do the Misfits if we did the Ramones. So here's the deal. You know the game. I'm basically doing a tier list, rating songs, right? Best, worst, and underrated. No live albums. I am including compilations. Okay. Compilations are being included for this. This was very difficult. This was not easy to do at all. Like it really was. And I had to really sit and think about how and who and what, and and now here we are doing our tier list. So I hope you'll play along with me. Oh shit. What is that upstairs? Fucker. Hold on 1 second. Friggin' kids jumping on the bed in the middle of a show. Where was I? This is not a good way to start a show. Let's start the show off the right kind of way, okay? We got to start the show off in the proper sort of way. So I'm going to do that right now. Oof. Yeah. This is not easy.
Jeff is gonna talk about the Misfits right now. He's a nerd about this stuff, obsessed anyhow. Jeff never shuts his face, always needs to talk. Might be some weight if he went out for a walk. Do you think Danzig cares? He doesn't care. He's out in Ranch.
Diddly-diddly-doo. Like always, that's for Rue Morg, whether he's watching or not, because he likes that. We know how much he likes that. And we have John of Doom is here. Beyond Remote has sent us some skulls. Amy's sent us some skulls. She needs skulls too. Thank you, Amy. Caden says, what's up, Jeff? What's up? Oh, people are getting already excited with the lyrics and whatnot. We got to do another lyric show. What the fuck is Glenn Danzig singing? That's important too. But that's for another day. All right. So, as you can tell, I'm not operating at 100%. I'm not even at 90%. I'm not even at 80. I'm at like 30%. But I gotta do the show. I'm not doing the show this weekend, so it's gotta happen now. Much like the Ramones, we went through each album, and I gotta tell you, this might have been even harder than, say, the Ramones, because the problem is that I love all Misfits songs. I do. I love all 54 songs. Could I put them in order? Yes, I could put all 54 songs in order if I wanted to. Definitely. And from making this list, I learned that there were certain Misfits songs that I really do not like, or that are at the bottom of the barrel for me. Two in particular that I know definitively are at the bottom of the barrel for me personally. Some of these songs I do like a lot, but I just had to put them in the quote unquote worst category because that's the game, right? Best, worst, underrated. So I had to put songs that I love in the underrated category as a result. So what do you guys here, before we even get started, what do you think my best songs were? What do you think my worst songs were? What do you think my underrated songs were? I kind of want to hear some predictions. Are there any predictions? I thought this would be really easy to do. I really did. And it wasn't. It just was not easy. I also want to take a moment and dedicate the show. The show tonight is dedicated to Mike Morantz, aka Ashley Morantz, aka Mike Marino. He goes by many names, brother of Chris Morantz from Morning Noise. Mike had a band called that you might be familiar of called Active Ingredients, another Lodi band, which featured Franche Coma on bass, actually. And Mike and Franche Coma were best friends, really, really good friends. And yeah, it was really sad. You know, Mike, he had health issues, man. He had health issues, and he unfortunately was not able to recover from them. But the guy was a musical fucking genius, and he absolutely, utterly, totally, completely needs to have a show. We have to do a show about them, about him, about Active Ingredients, and about Mike Morantz's music, Mike's music. So in the future, at some point, we will do a show talking a little bit more about that. But this show is dedicated to him, not because it's a Misfits show. I said I was supposed to do this broadcast the day that he passed away, or the day after he passed away, and then I didn't end up doing it. And now 2 days have gone by. So here we are. I got to tell you, my best, worst, and underrated, I was surprised what ended up there to an extent. There were songs that I was not expecting. And, you know, had I made these lists any other day, maybe, just maybe, they would have been different. And that is a very sticky situation. And you know what else is sticky? Our sponsor, Riot motherfucking Stickers. That's right. Riot Stickers is the sponsor of the Frumess channel. And you can get 200 die cut stickers for $69. Go to riotstickers.com/Frumess. A die cut sticker, you can get a die cut sticker in the shape of Glenn Danzig, in the shape of Jerry Only, in the shape of Doyle's fist going right through your face if you want it, because die cut stickers are made with a computer guided scalpel, which should be the name of a metal band. But that's a topic for another day of discussion. Let's play the theme song, and we're going to dive right into our list, party people.
We make stickers, banners, and buttons too, posters and promo cards. There's nothing we can't print for you. From stage backdrops to bass drum heads, we can print on shirts, we can print on hats, we can print on pants. Cheap prices and high quality, quick turnaround times and free shipping. We also offer free artwork support, great customer service, and so much more. RiotStickers.com, Riot Stickers, we are the bomb. RiotStickers.com, Riot Stickers, we are the bomb. RiotStickers.com, Riot Stickers, we are the bomb. RiotStickers.com, Riot Stickers, we are the bomb.
All right, guys, we're back and we're ready. And, you know, I just want to take a moment and highlight this comment. Jim Hare says, I really needed this live stream tonight. Tough day at work. Thanks, Jeff. So I want to also dedicate this live stream to Jim Hathaway, who's at work right now, having a tough day. This is for you as well, buddy. And I had a tough day as well. And I really don't feel like doing this right now. And I'm here and you're here as well. And we're all here. So, fucking A, Jim. Mom is here too. Mom Mongolia is here. And see, Mom is really smart. She has notifications activated so that because of my unpredictable moods where I just go live at the drop of a hat. And listen, I don't expect you all to like everything I do. I know you don't. And that's fine. Some of you just want the Misfit shit, Oh, we got the Mother Chick here tonight too. Fuck yeah, Mother Chick. Mother Chick had a tough day as well. Zach Carter says me and Eric are watching in the car. Okay. Yeah, man, be amazing. Get together and talk about the most influential punk band ever. Yeah, no, it's just, I don't want to talk about my problems, but it was a rough fucking day. It's a rough day. And sometimes you just got to show up anyway and do the thing that you do. And tonight that's talking about the Misfits. So, all right, enough. I've buried the lead enough here. Let's go to the point being is that comments like that, needing a distraction at work and that someone tunes into these broadcasts to like distract themselves, that really fucking puts the wind beneath my wings, my sails. Thank you for that comment, Jim. I do appreciate it. Okay, so we're going with the albums in chronological order. No singles, no EPs. Only, even though Earth A.D is technically an EP, we're going to count it as an album, a double EP. Earth A.D is technically a double EP because the first half is Earth A.D and the second half is Wolf's Blood. So it's 9 songs. So, it could be a double EP. Another example of a double EP is the Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles. They do exist. However, it got expanded into a full-fledged LP, especially when they added the tracks from Die Die My Darling, which was Die Die My Darling, We Bite, and Mommy, Can I Go Out and Kill Tonight? Which were all previously unheard versions. So we're going in chronological order. So it's Walk Among Us, Earth A.D, Legacy of Brutality, Collection 1, Collection 2, Static Age, and I am going to include 12 Hits from Hell. Count Zacula's here tonight as well. He's giving us blood and skulls. Thank you, Zach. And Amy, I love your mentality tonight. Let's leave our problems out the door tonight. By the way, Amy, there's a solar eclipse on Monday. Amy does astrology, right? Amy, what is it you do? You do astrology or something? Amy is involved with the celestial sky, and there's a for everybody. There's on Monday. I guess everybody knows about that. There's an eclipse. I have so much knowledge. I feel like are you a robot? Crazy White Boy's here, straight out of Baltimore. I salute you, Crazy White Boy. How you doing? How you doing tonight? Okay, so we're starting with Walk Among Us. Now, a lot of people love Walk Among Us. I like it too. Like I said, we like all of this stuff, but we're going to talk the nitty gritty. I'm going to be a little, we're talking within the world of the Misfits. So outside of the Misfits, all Misfits is good Misfits, but within the 77 to 83 construct, whatever, we are sort of looking and appraising everything. And the problem with the Misfits is that within the Misfits, and we've said this before, within the Misfits too, the Misfits is like 4 or 5 different bands. There's 4 or 5 different versions of the Misfits with different sound, different players, different flavor. And all of that makes comparing and contrasting, like the idea that Hollywood Babylon is played by the same band that's doing Wolf's Blood. It's kind of weird when you think about it. There really is sort of a progression with the Misfits. The album Walk Among Us, for me, man, it's never been at the top of my, go-to list. I like it. For some people, it's the Bible, man. People fucking love Walk Among Us, man. People love every single one of these records in one way or another. But for me, Walk Among Us, Walk Among Us was one of the last things I really got into when it came to the Misfits, in a way. For the best song, on Walk Among Us, I selected Beyond Remote is right. I picked All Hell Breaks Loose. That's right. All Hell Breaks Loose, I selected as the best song. Why? Because none of those other versions, and we gotta talk a little bit about the different versions of the same song. That was part of the problem when doing these lists, is that I'm comparing and contrasting different versions of the same song and determining what is one better than the other, and can I really have two in the same slot? Like it just made things more complicated. And so All Hell Breaks Loose, you can only find on Walk Among Us. It's the only place that you can get that song, All Hell Breaks Loose, as well as Evil Live. So All Hell Breaks Loose, it's like this one thing, and it's sort of bedlam. That drum beat is insane. You know, we always think of Googie as a meat and potatoes drummer. We've talked about that. 4/4 on the floor or whatever, just that boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, like whatever. I don't know if that's what Googie does, but you know what I mean? He just does that very simple beat that he does for like kind of every song in a way. But for All Hell Breaks Loose is crazy. That beginning, that and the lyrics, I mean, it's just one of those songs. Like I feel like that's a song you connect to with another Misfits fan, you know, like you're both like looking. I mean, there's a lot of songs like that, but it's just like, and the lyrics, you know, walls start closing in around you. My twins are evil. They shake you by the collarbone and snap your rib cage. Broken bodies in a death rock dance hall. Please be my partner. You know, I mean, it's just fucking great, dude. It's just great. I send my murdergram. Remember we talked about murdergrams? I send my murdergram to all these monster kids. It comes right back to me, signed in their parents' blood. What a statement, dude. What a statement. A murdergram. Knock on the door. You open the door. Watch out. I'll put a knife right in you. It's great. It's great. So I picked All Hell Breaks Loose. It's just a great fucking song. I guess they've done it live because I did Walk Among Us live for Riot Fest. For my worst song, this was so easy. One of the most insufferable Misfit songs for me has always been Violent World. I just don't like it. I just don't. It's one of those songs, like it's probably ranked, it might be 54. If from 1 to 54, if you're ranking Misfit songs, like all of the Misfit songs in sequential order, I gotta say, I think that Violent World is at the very bottom of the barrel. I just don't think, you know, Glenn, literally, there was a magazine that Bobby Steele had 3 copies of when I was at his house. He was showing me the actual stillborn monster babies that are in the magazine. Glenn was just kind of doing what he did with Return of the Fly. It's like he's reading the back of the box. He's looking at the magazine and writing, pregnant mothers in Mexico give birth to stillborn monster babies. That's literally taken from the magazine. And it's just, I don't know. Come on with the Violent World with me. It's kind of like, it's at the same level as I've never been a fan of Let the Day Begin either. I just don't think it's a good song. And I just don't jive with it. Don't click with it. And I feel like Violent World is the equivalent of Let the Day Begin. So I don't know. So I picked Violent World. I picked Violent World for my worst song. And then for my underrated song, I picked 20 Eyes. Because again, 20 Eyes, you can't find it anywhere else in the Misfits catalog. That was criteria for a lot of my list, actually. I love 20 Eyes, dude. It's what a great album opener. In fact, 20 Eyes into All Hell Breaks Loose is such a 1-2 punch, you know, from 20 Eyes into All Hell Breaks Loose. And it's just a great song. You know, there's a lot of great parodies. We used to always sing 20 Guys in my bed. 20 guys in my bed. It's fucking funny. But just the idea of 20 Eyes. What is 20 Eyes? Like, what is he singing about? Is it about The Fly? Is he talking about having 20 eyes like the fly. The fly had a lot more than 20 eyes, but having 20 eyes in my head, or just literally like just an idea of, hey, I have 20 eyes in my head. They're all the same. They're all the same. When you're seeing 20 things, oh God, and things just can't slow down. I mean, just fucking, I don't know if that's not the exact lyric. With all those eyes just crowding up your human face. It's a great fucking song. It's so simple. In a way, 20 Eyes kind of emulates a lot of the early songwriting on the Ramones, self-titled. Like, I think of like Beat on the Brat when I think of 20 Eyes. What can you do? What can you do? It's like very simple. It's very simple statements that are sort of reiterated over and over and over again. I don't know. But to me, it's incredibly underrated. I mean, again, I don't think it's underrated. I mean, it's beloved, but if I have to put it in a category, I don't think 20 Eyes gets the credit that it's due. People don't think of 20 Eyes as the opener that it is either, So there's that. Now it's weird. That's the first album we're doing, and yet that wasn't the first album that the Misfits recorded, but that's how we're doing it, because we're doing everything in chronological order tonight. And the next record would therefore be the last record, which is actually the second record. It's weird to think the Misfits, if you're into the Misfits in like 1984, they've only put out two records. Walk Among Us and Earth A.D., and that's it. We've talked about that before too, that POV. Earth A.D., so much to say about Earth A.D. Alex Story, when I interviewed Alex Story many years ago for They Came From Lodi, he said something that floored me about Earth A.D., and I've carried it with me ever since. He said that Earth A.D. is like one song in 9 parts. And when I think of Earth A.D., the album, the LP, the double EP, it really is. It's a concept record. That's what it is. It's a fucking concept record. It's about going on. It's Earth as it is in hell. That's what it is. All the songs are that. And so it really does feel like a cohesive body of work, even though we know that some of those songs were added. Some of those songs were meant to be for Sam Hain, about 4 or 5 of them, right? And they're supposed to be slower. So the best song I picked on Earth A.D. What do you think the best song that I picked on Earth A.D. was? I'll give a moment for anybody to write down what you think I picked for Earth A.D. What do you think my Earth A.D. pick was for best song? Best, worst, and underrated. What do you think it was? I'm curious if anybody is interested in commenting. Now is the time. I love Death Comes Ripping, and I love Wolf's Blood, and they're all great. Those are all great, but no, that's not what I picked. What I picked for Earth A.D. as the best song was Earth A.D. itself, because Earth A.D., Amy said 20 Eyes gets her adrenaline pumping. For me, Earth A.D. feels like I'm charging into a battle, right? Yeah, motherfucking title track, Earth A.D. That's right. Just the 1, 2, 3, 4. It just, and then it goes, like, what's cool about Earth A.D.? Earth A.D. I almost kind of want like a classical arrangement of Earth A.D. the song. Imagine like a flowing orchestra doing an orchestrated tribute to Earth A.D., like Wagnerian, violins and cellos and flutes and the build and the swell and the dun, 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 wouldn't that be great? Earth A.D., like the classical version, and then you think in my head, I think about the battle, and then it has this break in the middle, like this break, you imagine there's like a pause in the fucking pit. And I've been there. I've seen it. I've seen Earth A.D. in the pit. And, you know, you get there. And then it goes. And then, you know, that just that long drawn out note that Glenn does. It really is, to me, Earth A.D. is the personification of the album Earth A.D. And it's such a fucking ferocious, brutal song of brutality. Earth A.D. is a legacy of brutality to me. It's just a bad fucking song. I would put Earth A.D. up against any fucking death metal, heavy metal, whatever. It's just so heavy and brutal. Now, Amy mentions, yeah, Queen Wasp is great, Amy, but the reason why I didn't put We Bite is because technically We Bite is from the Die Die My Darling EP. And so I kept it separate. And since we weren't doing EPs, I was like, I can't use that as my thing. Now, if I wanted to use it from collection, what is it on? Collection 2, I could have. Maybe I did. Wolf's Blood makes me want to break things too, man. I love Wolf's Blood. And shout out to John of Doom. I don't know if he's still listening, but he was here earlier. John of Doom, I've never, like, he actually successfully managed to cover Wolf's Blood in like a really meaningful way. Go listen to the Voice of Doom cover of Wolf's Blood. I've always been impressed by that. You don't know what I'm talking about. No one ever did. Da 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 da. Now when I get like this, like my blood. You know, the thing is about some of these songs, Glenn Danzig changed the lyrics, and he consciously changed the lyrics. There are no definitive lyrics to some of these Misfits songs, especially the Earth A.D. ones. So, you know, I don't know. Now my worst song. What do you think my worst song was? This was a no-brainer. I might get a lot of hate for this, especially because Metallica made it very popular. Sorry, I have a lot of burpees from my seltzer. Winston Smith is here. WS, how are you, sir? Thanks for joining us tonight. I picked for my worst song, Green Hell. Green Hell. If Violent World is number 54 in my ranking of 54 Misfit songs, I would say Green Hell might be 53. Listen, I'm so sorry, Ringmaster. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's Green Hell. Green Hell is my worst. If you're making me pick on Earth A.D., I have to pick the worst song. It's going to be Green Hell. If I have to skip a song, here was the real criteria. If I have to skip a song, like I pick songs that I would skip to get to other songs, it'd be Green Hell, man. I just don't think it's a great. I just, you know, I don't know. I just don't like the way it goes. I just think it's, I don't know. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work for me. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. But if you're going to make me go like, hey, here's Devilock and here's Green Hell, I'm going to go fucking Devilock every fucking time. Devilock is way more brutal. Now for underrated, Caden's going to be upset because my underrated is actually the song Blood Feast. That's right. Blood Feast is an incredibly underrated song that people just do not revel in the fucking excellent brutality. Another song. What? Oh man, I got to tell you, do you know what I almost put on here with Blood Feast? I almost chose Daemonomania because I think Daemonomania is super underrated as well. I'll talk about that in a second. Blood Feast again feels like one of the, just in the way that I was talking about doing Earth A.D. as like a classical song. Man, I would kind of like to see a classical take on Blood Feast too. Blood Feast is brutal, and it's brutal in its like in how slow it is. It's slow pace. It's just, oh God. And the blood is real because I just can't fake it. And the blood. Oh, it's so good, man. It's so good. That's my underrated pick, man. I just don't think people appreciate what's going on in Blood Feast. And I would have loved to have heard the Sam Hain version. We kind of did get to hear, because shout out to Misanthrope, who actually, he did a project called Blood Song, where he covered Earth A.D. songs as in Sam Hain style, and Sam Hain songs in Earth A.D. style, which was a challenge that I put out there, and he actually did it. So go track down the Blood Song shows that we did. And yeah, that was great. And then as for Daemonomania, again, like Earth A.D. is about brutality. And I just think of, like, when I think about, like, look upon me, I am the beast, Daemonomania, 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 my father was a wolf, Daemonomania, 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 my mother was a whore, look at the streets, reality of the wolf, God, I want to be the fucking savior, humans are weak, what else they fucking do, humans are weak, I drink your blood. Like, it's just so fucking brutal. I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't know that there's a Danzig 5 cover of Blood Feast. I would love to fucking hear it. I bet it sounds great. People just don't understand there's like a subtle, incredible wonderfulness to Blood Feast. I'm not thinking of good superlatives for it tonight. Yeah, I mean, Dagger Love has the correct answer here. All are the best. Dagger Love is correct. That's the correct answer. Like, ultimately, that's what we're really trying to say here. All is the best. That's it. That's like case closed, right? Like, there's really nothing else to say. RE is saying, I'd feel like I would love Blood Feast with a different mix. So I do have all the stems to Earth A.D. I isolated them using AI, and I am planning to do my own remix project of Earth A.D. to see if I can make it louder than it is. I don't mix music, but I mix movies. I'm actually mixing my third film. It's a documentary. If you like American movie, you're going to love my new documentary. It's called Kuyashi Gonzo, Blood Visions and Chaos Magic. And I'm mixing that right now. Okay. All right. So that's our best, worst, and underrated. Earth A.D., Green Hell, and Blood Feast. Okay. Yeah, and the blood, right? Mom says it sometimes feels like picking between children. It just shouldn't be done. This is honestly what Mom has just said is literally the quote. Like, this is, Mom, you are so fucking right. This is the quote. This is what I should have said at the beginning of the show. This absolutely felt like I was picking between children, sometimes between picking different versions of the same child, right? Which version of this song am I picking? And it just shouldn't be done. But unfortunately, we have to do it. We have to do it. Blood Feast was recorded with a Walkman. What's kind of sad is that Glenn said his voice was drowned out in the instruments. I don't know if I agree with that, though. Yeah, I don't know if that's true either. All right, let's keep going. We're on to Legacy of Brutality. Now, Legacy of Brutality is a compilation, but it's a record. I'm going to include it because it does have original songs on it. Or it has songs that had never been heard before, released. It contains the other half of Static Age, right? What do you think? What do you think my picks were for Legacy of Brutality? Leave your comments in the live chat. I'm going to answer Ringmaster's question. Hey, Jeff, did you ever see the 12 minutes to late night guy cover of Earth A.D. with Max Weinberg on drums? Check it out. I have seen that. I thought it was great. And if you look for him, I actually had Gorsinio Hall. I had him on the channel. He did he did a show with me a long time ago, but it's somewhere on the channel. In fact, I told him the Danzig Ranch story, the Blackened Ranch, the legend of Danzig's Blackened Ranch, and he was thoroughly disgusted by it. He was disgusted because I showed him the bottle and it's like turning black now. For those of you who do not know, I have a bottle of Glenn Danzig's ranch dressing, and that is not a fucking exaggeration. I really do have the fucking wishbone ranch dressing from fucking Glenn Danzig. I was hanging out with fucking Sal B and Dr. Chud, and we were in Glenn Danzig's dressing room. That is a true fucking story. And Glenn had already hopped on his fucking tour bus with Doyle, and we were in there and we pilfered that fucking place. And the item that I took with me, we drank his Powerades because we were so fucking thirsty. Sal B took, there were like unopened packages of like plain white t-shirts, and like he took those, and we ate Glenn Danzig's gummy bears, and I found an unopened bottle of reduced fat wishbone dressing, and I took that with me. I was like, this is so fucking magical. Now that I've spoken about it, I have to show. First of all, just go find the story because I told in detail. I'll be right back. 1 second. Like I said, I don't do collectibles. But this is Chris Morantz, everybody. This is Chris Marino. This is Mike's brother, Mike, who passed away, from Morning Noise. So yes, the show is dedicated to your brother. We salute him. We do. A musical genius, a musical fucking genius. All right. Yes, I swear to God, I ate his fucking gummy bears. All right, who wants to see the fucking bottle? Like I said, you really should just search for the story. The story is what here. Look at this thing. This is from 2013, so it is 11 years old. I swear on all that I find holy. This is Glenn Danzig's ranch dressing. It's unopened. I've had this since 2013. If you notice look at the netting, which is very reminiscent of like a shirt that Glenn Danzig would wear maybe in like 2002. And as you can see, it's slowly turning like this darkish gray. Soon, I hope it's going to be black. So I call it the blackened ranch dressing. This sits on my shelf. Like, why would I keep this? Why would I fucking keep this? What's the expiration date? June 17th, 2014. Why would I keep this? Because like I said, I swear on everything that is holy, this is a bottle of Glenn Danzig's ranch fucking dressing. I swear it is. I swear to you, I would not make this up. That is what Danzig's ranch dressing. How amazing is this that this exists? And yeah, I mean, Glenn Danzig, I see. The thing is, I don't know. Maybe Glenn saw this, like he got a rider. He probably on his tour rider, and it was like, he was like, he was like, I want some salad and some, get me some dressings to go with it. And then they brought him Wishbone Ranch. And he's like, I don't like Wishbone. I only like Newman's. So he didn't open it. He left it unopened. And like I said, I was with Sal B and Dr. Chud, and we were drinking his Powerades and just laughing about like just all the stuff. And we were eating gummy bears, and there were cookies. We were eating his cookies, and it was, yes, Left Ranch Black. This was Left Ranch Black. Yes. It is just a prized possession. Like, I kind of want to put this on eBay because, yeah, fucking ranch. Go find the thing. I feel like I tell the story better. And it's funny how when I tell stories, I like kind of don't here, just so you know, Glenn had left. The show was over. Everybody was gone. I would have never, first of all, I couldn't have gotten into Glenn Danzig's dressing room when he was there. I wouldn't have been really possible. And I would never want to, I would have never, I wouldn't have done that unless he was gone. I swear. But that is absolutely a true fucking story. What is the lyric in my theme song after you said? Yes, it is. Do you think Danzig cares? He doesn't care. He's not into ranch. Backstage. So if you listen to the theme song of the show, I'm going to play it again for Winston right now. Listen to the lyrics. That's talking about this bottle of ranch dressing right here. Ready? Hold on. Hold on 1 second. I'm playing it one more time. Listen for the lyric. Do you think Danzig cares? He doesn't care. He's not into ranch. Backstage.
Jeff is gonna talk about the Misfits right now. He's a nerd about this stuff, obsessed anyhow. Jeff never shuts his face, always needs to talk. Might be somewhere if he went out for a walk. Do you think Danzig cares? He doesn't care. He's not into ranch.
Yeah, so that was an inside joke in the song. And then one day I was like, you know what? For years I wanted to tell that story and I never did. I kept that to myself for a really long time. And then I was like, you know what? Enough time has passed and I don't foresee myself going backstage at a Danzig show like ever again, probably. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to talk about this. You know, this is fucking funny. Like, how could I not talk about this? So yes, this is Glenn Danzig's ranch dressing, my most prized fucking possession. Dirty black ranch. That's right, Amy. Okay. All right. Back to the we've only made it to Legacy Brutality. We gotta get going here. We'll be here forever. So Legacy of Brutality. Yeah, man, great collection of songs. For me, I have to say, I think this is the definitive version of Hybrid Moments. There's something about the Legacy of Brutality version of Hybrid Moments. I don't know if it's like, I've often heard people say it's like drenched in reverb, like the whole album is. There's a lot of reverb. There's just something about the Hybrid Moments. It's got this extra spooky quality in his voice. And it has this really vintage feel that just sort of, I don't know. It's just fucking great. It's just really, really fucking great. So I would say, yeah, the best, not only is it the best version of Hybrid Moments, it's the best track for me on Legacy of Brutality. And for a lot of people who weren't within the circle and didn't have those Static Age tapes being passed around, if you wanted to hear Hybrid Moments, you had to wait until the year 1985, the year I was born, and you could hear Hybrid Moments for the first time. It must have just blown people away. And so there's something really, it's like a spooky romance to this Hybrid Moments. Now I sat and I tried my very best to decipher what is Hybrid Moments about. I had all these ideas, you know, my idea, a hybrid moment is a moment of pleasure and pain juxtaposed together. And so give me a moment, hybrid moments, these hybrid moments, but really a hybrid moments is actually about interspecies breeding, pig turtles. I swear to God, that's what Hybrid Moments is about. Glenn Danzig wrote Hybrid Moments about interspecies breeding between turtles and pigs. That is what the song's about. I think my interpretation of the song is a lot better than that. So go listen to that clip from the much longer show where we try to decipher Glenn Danzig's lyrics. And we're going to do a third one of those really soon. We just got to find a couple of good songs to do it for. Some of the songs are not too easy, are pretty easy to decipher. Hybrid Moments is a great example of like just trying to figure out what the fuck he's talking about. And like I said, ultimately a hybrid moment is a moment of pleasure and a moment of pain. One moment that is two things, pleasure and pain together. That's what I think a hybrid moment is. But that's the beauty of Misfits lyrics. You could just interpret the shit out of them. Now, this is going to be, oh boy, this is going to be a really controversial. Trevor says, disagree. The whole album sounds like crap, in my opinion, but American Nightmare is pretty fun. Listen, if you give me hybrid moments from Static Age and hybrid moments from Legacy, and I'm going to pick the Legacy every single fucking time. I love the Legacy version. It's just better, dude. I won't sit here and say that all of Legacy is great. I don't know, but that version is my favorite. There's something about those vocals are so haunting, with the reverb or whatever you want to call it. When did Danzig say hybrid moments was about interspecies breeding? He said it 2 times, one of which was on the show Loveline. Yeah, that's right. Loveline with Dr. Drew. In 1994 or 1995, Glenn Danzig admitted to it. He also talked about it on a recording that I can't really talk about. All right, this is going to make some people angry. Don't be upset with what I'm about to say. I'm going to really piss some people off. Ready? I'm going to piss you off. What did I pick for my worst song on, like, how do you pick the worst song on Legacy Brutality? As Mom Longoria said, it's like picking children and you should just never be done. I picked Where Eagles Dare. Yeah, Where Eagles Dare on Legacy Brutality is my worst. That's my worst pick. And the reason why I picked Where Eagles Dare is because I fucking love the Where Eagles Dare from Collection 1. We talked about this on the Collection 1 episode. I fucking love that Where Eagles Dare so much that when I hear every other version of Where Eagles Dare, I almost want to shut it off, because that swelling at the beginning of Where Eagles Dare, it's the same thing as Earth A.D. I feel like the adrenaline coming, and I just makes me want to like just fucking start the day just like that. Like I feel like the sun is rising and everything, it's like seeing through 8mm, you know, and yeah, I don't know. Wait, what? This is hilarious. Yeetmaster says, met Graves at a bar here in Arizona, March 14th, playing randomly. Didn't expect to see him, lol. But he was super nice, but seemed a bit off and a tad fake. And I brought you up, and he just smiled and walked away. Michael Graves does not like me too much. That's really fucking funny. Yeet, thank you for sharing that. That's fucking hilarious. I feel bad for Michael Graves now. I really do. I mean, I don't feel totally bad for him. He made his bed and now he's got to fucking sleep in it. But, you know, I don't know. He's an idiot. Did you guys ever see the Michael Graves techno remix? Let me see if I can find it. I'm making all sorts of really weird burping sounds. I'm really sorry about that. It's just the seltzer's doing it for me. I did a Michael Graves techno remix song. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Wow, we are really getting off the beaten path here. Michael Graves. Just search Michael Graves gay marriage. Michael Graves is not a big fan of gay marriage. So I made this techno remix for him. So Michael Graves, it was brought to my attention that Michael Graves has an assistant who was ending every one of Michael Graves' broadcasts, was ending it with, fuck Jeff Frumess. So I turned that into a techno remix. And yeah, I don't know. It was really fun. Here, I'm going to play it for you right now. Super quick. This is the... I got a special shout out. So I turned this into a techno remix. It wasn't it hasn't been watched that much, but I thought it was pretty funny. Ready? This is the Michael Graves techno remix that I made. Ready? Turn this down here so it doesn't
And this is a special shout out. Fuck you, Jeff Frumess. I hate you. I will not punch you because you don't deserve it. I will slap you because you're a bitch. Thank you very much, everybody in the Michael Graves show. Everybody in the micrograve show. Everybody in the micrograve show. Everybody in the micrograve show. Fuck you, Jeff Frumess. Fuck you, Jeff Frumess. And this is a special shout out.
Jeff Frumess. 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 Jeff Frumess.
And this is a special shout out. I'm a bitch. 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 Bitch. I'm a
Do you there's it's at do you because across do you know you don't do you know the okay, well I'm talking about people like me, right?
But why are you making this about you at a time where this is like black people are suffering?
I'm not
right
making
now?
it. I'm not making it necessarily about me. Who are being and have been. You don't agree again that proves that. Why? So you said gay marriage. So
yeah.
Why
Michael
why
Graves muted my mic.
Why if do you know what Christians believe marriage is?
Yeah,
And
probably a man and a woman or whatever together in before God, something like
All right,
that.
enough of this.
I'm not.
You can watch that. You can watch that elsewhere. All right, we're really getting. I'm getting really distracted here. Let's finish this. I'm sorry. I don't know what. Crying about Jeff on a Saturday night. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was fun though. That was I had to do it when I heard that. Fuck Jeff Frumess. Fuck Jeff Frumess. Fuck Jeff Frumess. So Where Eagles Dare, yeah, like every other version of Where Eagles Dare is inferior to my favorite version of Where Eagles Dare is just that swelling, that like it just there's something about it. I just feel like a pit in my stomach and I just want to go out there and just fuck shit up. So that's my worst. And then underrated is American Nightmare, dude. And it's not really underrated, but it's the only place you can hear American Nightmare. The reason why it's underrated is because American Nightmare shows the sort of it shows, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Not the repertoire, it shows the oh my god, I sound like Michael Graves right now. No, it shows fuck, oh my god, I'm like literally having an Alzheimer's moment. It shows not the spectrum, the range. It shows the range. It shows the range of fucking Glenn Danzig's songwriting. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. I'm like, I feel like I'm a stoner tonight. Like, Jesus Christ. It shows the range of Glenn Danzig's musical ability. And, you know, I've always heard that American Nightmare is kind of supposed to be the answer to the Cramps. That was Glenn Danzig trying to do like a sort of a Cramps song. And it's fucking great. I mean, he's doing his best Elvis impersonation. And it just doesn't, like, of course, it's beloved by Misfits fans, but it's underrated in terms of like casual people that listen to Misfits, I think. All right, moving on. You gotta make some leeway here. Collection 1. We talked about Collection 1 extensively, so I'm gonna just sort of plow through this because you probably already know my answers. What if I have to introduce someone to the Misfits and I have to pick one song to do it? For me, it's always gonna be Astro Zombies or Night of the Living Dead, dude, because those songs, I think, even though I love like Last Caress and stuff, Astro Zombies to me is the quintessential Misfit song. It has everything that you want in a Misfit song. It's got woes. It's got the fucking hook chorus. It's just such a good fucking song. Whoa, all I want is to know. All I want, with just a touch of my burning hand, to send my Astro Zombie to this land. I mean, it's just so good. It's all I want to say. And it's a chorus that anybody can catch on to. Whoa. Oh, it brings me to a state of ecstasy. When I listen to Astro Zombies, I feel like the real me, you know. I don't know, like, this is who I am. This music is me, you know, and like my people. So Astro Zombies, like, I'll always recommend. Oh, you've never heard the Misfits? Check out Astro Zombies. For the worst, I picked Green Hell. I picked Green Hell again. Yes, I picked Green Hell again. I'm sorry. There's nothing else to say about it. I picked Green Hell 2 times in a row. I guess it kind of tells you something, right? How I feel about Green Hell. Now, for underrated, I had to pick 2 songs because I could not pick one. And again, they're not underrated. They're just they're rated. Like, they're overrated. Not overrated. They're wonderfully rated. But people love the Teenagers from Mars off of Static Age, and I think it's a great version. But I grew up, I was introduced to Teenagers from Mars, which I fucking love, on Collection 1, and they play it faster than they do on Static Age. And again, love Mr. Jim and fucking Franche Coma to death. No, mad respect to them both. But the Teenagers from Mars horror business lineup, that was the one that I was introduced to. And so for me, that's like my comfort food. You know what I mean? So, god damn, do I love Teenagers from Mars off of Take One. This is Teenagers from Mars and Children in Heat. Dun, 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 dun. It just, there's something about it. It's dangerous. It's really dangerous. There's something dangerous about it. And that those grunts at the end, and we don't care, and we don't care, and we don't care, we don't care. And you hear this, like, in the background, you hear this guttural groan. I always wondered what that was. I always thought that must have been Jerry or something. Go, and it's just like, I'm like, yeah, that's me, man. That's like that's my feeling inside. So yeah, Teenagers from Mars, dude. And then on the flip side of that, I had to also put I Turned Into a Martian. That is by far the best version of I Turned Into a Martian. I think I Turned Into a Martian is on Walk Among Us. It's on Collection 1, and it's also on 12 Hits from Hell, right? And that's the best mix. You have that little Jerry only thing. I'm being Bricko! I don't know what is he saying. He's going Bricko! I should put that on a t-shirt. Uncle Jerry singing Bricko! Possession of a mind is a terrible thing. It's a transformation of an urge to kill. Not the body of a man wolf. Not the body of a man. Not the face of the one you love, cause when I turned into it's just so fucking good. It's so I walk down city streets on an unsuspecting human world. Inhuman, inhumus, based on a comic book, which we've shared on the Facebook page. Oh, he's saying, oh no? Bricko! Oh no! For the kids! I'll have him saying, oh no, on one side, and then I'll have for the kids on the other side. I like Vampira. I do. Oh, it's We Don't Give a Fuck. Interesting. It's We Don't Give a Fuck. And we don't care. We don't care. We don't care. They're not saying we don't give a fuck. I can totally live without ever hearing Teenagers from Mars again. Just doesn't do it for me in any capacity. That's really interesting. I'm not gonna hate on your hatership of Teenagers from Mars, but I'm kind of blown away that you said that. Trevor says, maybe an unpopular opinion, but I think Hate Breeders on Collection 2 is far inferior to Walk Among Us version. Hook doesn't hit as hard. I mean, that's not an unpopular opinion. I think that's the way it is with a lot of different versions. And for me, I mean, nothing hits the way that the Teenagers from Mars and I Turn Into a Martian do on Collection 1. So for me, those are underrated. Now we're on to Collection 2. And my best song a song that is both underrated as well as the best song, like straight the fuck up, is gotta be Children in Heat. I love the song Children in Heat. It's just such a good fucking song. To hear that live is truly spectacular. Joey Image is a fucking maniac on the drums on that one. I love that fucking band. I love that iteration of the band. There's a ferocity to them. There's a ferocity. There's also musicianship, and it's just that was a great fucking band. And that version of Children in Heat, I mean, there's really only one. Although that outtakes bootleg, they have slightly different. Yeah, Jody Ramone is talking about it. I love Children in Heat, man. I just fucking love it. That song makes me lose my mind when I hear it. I lose my mind when I hear Children in Heat. I picked for the worst. This was hard, man. I didn't want to pick any song on Collection 2. They're all fucking good. I put Brain Eaters because it's kind of a novelty. And in my mind, it's 49 seconds wasted on something else that they could have put on maybe more substantial. I don't know. Maybe not. Really, there was nothing for me to pick, and I just picked something. So I'm picking, to play the game, I'm picking Brain Eaters. Whatever. It's Brain Eaters. Now, for underrated, I went with a doubleheader, just like with Collection 1, and that is Cough Cool and Mephisto Waltz, man. Mephisto Waltz, because it is such a fucking, it's a great song, but it's also it's a fucking weird song, dude. It's a weird, out of place song. It's recorded by Eerie Von and Glenn Danzig as a Misfit song, which I mean, I guess theoretically that makes Eerie Von a misfit, right? Like on some level. It's weird how it's weird how Brain Damage is considered a misfit, but Eerie Von is not, even though Eerie Von was, recorded in the studio as the Misfits. He didn't just do one track. He did fucking a bunch of tracks. He didn't do Cough Cool though, as I would learn. And I interviewed Eerie Von, and he told me that he didn't want to drum on Cough Cool. He felt it was like sacrosanct. But the Misfits had only ever rehearsed Mephisto Waltz. They had never recorded it. So basically, half of Sam Hain recorded Mephisto Waltz as a Misfits song, which was intended initially. Well, initially, Collection 2 started off as Walk Among Us 2. That's a whole other story. And then it evolved into Collection 2. And putting up Mephisto Waltz on that collection was much like American Nightmare on Legacy of Brutality. We need a track that no one's ever heard before because it gives incentive to buy it. And the Misfits have always been very good about doing that, from Static Age to 12 Hits from Hell to just every single one of their releases has had some weird, not every single one, but a bunch of them had some weird, obscure track going all the way back to Beware and having Last Caress on there. Mephisto Waltz, it sounds more like a Sam Hain song to me than a Misfit song at this point. When you listen to it as if it's a Sam Hain song. It's a secret Sam Hain song on a Misfits compilation. But because Glenn Danzig wrote everything, to him, it's all the same, right? Even though for us, we get semantical about this shit, I wholeheartedly agree with you. The original 7-inch of Cough Cool is far better than the Collection 2 version. And you're going to hear a wide, we analyzed, myself and Eric the Goat Chupacabra, who drummed for Jerry for his iteration of the Misfits. Him and I listened to the isolated drum track from Cough Cool from the 7-inch to analyze Manny's drum playing. If you want to learn everything there is to learn about Manny's drumming technique, or at least everything that there is to know that can be known, because Manny took it all to the grave with him, you got to hear Theme for a Manny, which is going to be coming out in a week and a half or so. If you're a Patreon or a YouTube member, you've already watched that episode because we had an early premiere, and it's just fucking, yeah, dude. Fucking Cough Cool. Cough Cool is a song. It's an acquired taste. It truly is an example of an underrated Misfits track because people just don't realize how fucking interesting and weird and kooky Cough Cool is. Nor when you listen to the drums isolated, it sounds like a Prodigy song. Manny was an insane drummer, dude. And he doesn't really stay in the pocket. He's like a percussionary drummer. Like he just kind of goes wherever he feels. He holds down the beat, but he kind of goes. He's doing lots of crazy stuff. You'll hear it. We listened to She and Cough Cool, the isolated tracks, and you'll hear it. You'll hear what it sounds like. All right, now we're on to Static Age. This will definitely cause some rancor with what I'm going to say. So if it wasn't obvious, what do you think my pick is for Static Age? I'll read some comments. Somebody guess what my three for Static Age are. I wanted to like Earth A.D, but Glenn sounds like he's so far away. You got to get past that to really appreciate Earth A.D. You just gotta. I don't know what else I could tell you. It doesn't sound like. It does sound a lot like He Who Cannot Be Named of All Murder, All Guts, All Fun. True. Manny is the misfit everyone needs to recognize more. Well, I think people will recognize him more after this episode. Manny didn't get a funeral, dude. Like there's no memorial to Manny. So this is the memorial, at least as far as I'm concerned. Oh, this guy Trevor is kind of snarky. I'm going to read this like a guy from this. I'm going to read this as if it was a comment on Reddit. Ready? Trevor, don't get upset with my impression of you. Don't, please. This is just for fun. Percussionary drummer is my new favorite term, along with string playing guitarist. Well, I suppose you would know then, Trevor, that a piano is a percussionary instrument as well. So how about that? What is my opinion on Misfits Meet the Nutley Brass? I have no opinion on it. I don't know. It's Muzak, right? It's like elevator music. I don't know. It's a novelty. There's nothing wrong with a novelty. Jody Ramone says, best hybrid moments, worst comeback, underrated, Spinal Remains. Wow, Jody, that's something. That's something else. I do love me some Spinal Remains. But Jody is wrong. Jody, you're wronger than you could possibly imagine. Static Age, my hands down the best of the best. Last motherfucking Caress, hands down, dude. That was my first Misfits song. That's a song that got me into the fucking Misfits. To me, Last Caress is the Blitzkrieg bop of the Misfits. Okay, straight the fuck up. I think it's even using similar chords. You can almost sort of rearrange. You could almost kind of remix Last Caress and Blitzkrieg Bop together. It's a fucking just magnificent song that shows Glenn. There's you can hear the romantic qualities, the romantic croon of Glenn Danzig's voice, in that song. Sweet lovely death, I'm waiting. And what is it about? It's about death. It's about death, like coming for you. It's about one last caress from death, right? I got something to say. It's talking about like the characters talking about like these heinous acts that they do. Doesn't matter much to me as long as it's dead. Sweet, lovely death. I'm waiting for your breath. Oh, sweet death. One last caress. It's calling out to death, right? It's fucking, is it fucking good, dude? Oh, is that fucking good? Jody Ramone says, don't get me wrong, Last Caress is my all-time favorite song, period. I just went with most people's favorite is off of Static Age, but I agree with you, Jeff Boyardee. Hell yeah. Yeah, Iron Lung forever. I am team Iron Lung. We know for a fact it's fucking Iron Lung because of that bootleg. You can hear Glenn Danzig doing that Elvis-y version that I talked about. Remember, I talked about the Elvis-y version all those fucking years ago. Not that nobody believed me, but I just had nothing to back it up, right? He's saying Iron Lung for sure. Oh God, that She is. Oh, you know what? I got to tell you, She is incredibly underrated too on Static Age. I didn't pick that as my underrated track, but yeah, She is totally under. In fact, She is actually the politically, like when I say politically correct, I mean like that is like the appropriate way to categorize a song that's underrated. She is underrated for sure. So my pick for worst song. Now, obviously, this is not the worst song, but you are asking me, not you, but this game is asking me to pick my worst song on Static Age. Now, it would be very easy to say Return to the Fly, but I really like listening to Return to the Fly. I do. And it's not that I don't like listening to this song, but I just have to go with, I just can't put Return to the Fly. I can't. So, fucking, I picked Hollywood Babylon. Don't hit me. Don't hit me, please. Yes, Hollywood Babylon. That's my pick. Is Hollywood fucking Babylon, dude. I love Hollywood Babylon. I do. I really do. I love the subject matter. I think it's a great song. I love like the driving, the dun 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 dun. It's great, but it's a song that I can skip, man. I could skip Hollywood Babylon. Like I can listen to every Misfit song. I can listen to every one that's on Static Age. But if you're asking me, if you're putting a gun to my head and you're saying, hey, Return to the Fly or Hollywood Babylon, I'm going to go Return to the Fly. Return to the Fly with Vincent Price. You guinea pig. Yeah, Return of the Fly. Alain Delon, Francois. I feel like you have to do this when you're singing that song. Francois, yeah. And Jerry's bass, which is very high up on everything in Static Age. I love Jerry's bass on Static Age, but it sounds almost like a rubber band on Return to the Fly, like Return to Fly. Ooh, ooh. That's all Glenn doing those. Ooh, you get it, pig. That's fucking great, dude. That down. It's fucking great. So I had to pick Hollywood Babylon. And then for underrated, She really should be the track. I'm going to put She as well as an honor. I agree. It should be She. I put Comeback. I love Comeback. That to me, that tells me what kind of Misfits fan you are. When I hear that's a litmus test. What you think. Look, yes, of course I wanted to include Theme for a Jackal. I fucking love Theme for a Jackal. I love it, but I just can't. Oh fuck. You can't do a three. I can't do a three-way here. Comeback, She, and Theme for a Jackal. They're all fucking underrated. But Theme for a Jackal is not underrated. Theme for a Jackal is should be up there with the best. I fucking love me Theme for a Jackal. We dissected the lyrics to Comeback and Theme for a Jackal. Look for these lyric analytical segment episodes that we did. I did them as clips. They're on the channel. You really enjoy them if you like analyzing Misfits lyrics. Comeback, I feel like Comeback was one of the earliest Misfits songs. I've heard earlier versions of Comeback from rehearsals, and man, oh fucking man. Oh my God, what a fucking song. What a fucking song. When they played it live with Manny, just a haunting, beautiful song. It's the longest Misfits song. It tells me everything I need to know about you as a Misfits fan if you enjoy Comeback. That it's an acquired taste, but it's a fucking great song. I love everything about it. I love everything about Comeback. It's bluesy. It's haunting. It's so weird because the the bass and the guitar are just really just, I don't know, they're just kind of going dun 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 dun. Oh, that's not true. It's going dun 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 dun. I love the way Mr. Jim, he finds all these moments. That's the beauty of Mr. Jim's drumming, the way he just like finds any moment to do a little fill. He goes so fucking good. All right, we're on to 12 Hits from Hell. This episode is running longer than I intended, but we got distracted with Glenn Danzig's ranch dressing and making fun of Michael Graves. What? Sorry, it happens. I'm including 12 Hits from Hell, even though it's technically not an official release. I feel like it deserves to be on here because it was intended to be before they were going to do Walk Among Us. There would have been 12 Hits from Hell. So I think we got to talk about 12 Hits from Hell. We analyzed all these songs. We analyzed In the Doorway. We talked about TV Casualty. Go find these episodes. What the fuck is Glenn Danzig singing about? It's somewhere on the channel. These are from years ago. I clipped them up as well. If you just want to go song by song, maybe I'll make playlists out of them because I feel like people will really fucking enjoy listening to those if you like that sort of thing. Okay, here we are at 12 Hits from Hell. For the best. Oh shit. For the best, hands down, the definitive version. Actually, it's not anymore. It's not the definitive version anymore. I was the old definitive version. Before I heard 12 Hits from Hell, I always loved the Collection 1 version of Night of the Living Dead. I always thought it was the best. I hate the Walk Among Us version, and I hate the single version. I love the Collection 1 version is by far the best version, or was the best version, until I heard the 12 Hits from Hell, which to me is the definitive version of Night of the Living Dead. It just perfectly sums up that song. Right along with Astro Zombies, what's the song that I'm recommending to people listening to the Misfits for the first time? It's going to be Night of the Living Dead, Astro Zombies, or Last Caress. I would say that is the trilogy of songs for introducing Misfit fans to Misfits music, and they're just great fucking songs. So I live for Night of the Living Dead, and this version of Night of the Living Dead particularly, it's definitive. So please check it out. If you've never listened to it, you should be listening to it. For my worst, I picked Violent World. So both Green Hell and Violent World were picked twice because I don't like the songs that much, and they're just, like I said, they're ranked 53 and 54. And I had to pick Violent World. So it was no better on 12 Hits from Hell than it was on Walk Among Us. And for my underrated pick, I chose Halloween 2 because, yes, Halloween 2 is also on Collection 2, but I love Halloween 2. I love the Sam Haines version of Halloween 2, but the Misfits version is also great in its own right. And it's just a great fucking spooky track. Yes, there is a Halloween 3. We went on a mystery. We went through a mystery trying to figure out, and it was finally Steve Zing cleared it up for us on the air. Steve came on the show and we were talking, and I was grilling him about Halloween 3, and he was nice enough to indulge our nerdiness, and he sort of answered the question. Go find that clip. It's somewhere. Yeah, dude, Halloween 2. I mean, the Halloween 2, the Sam Hain version, it's one of the greatest Sam Hain songs, period. Talk about dangerous songs. I feel like you have to walk at night on a lonely suburban street under street lamps in a tight leather jacket, like just kind of like walking around going like this to Halloween 2. Formulae, Brutality, Nectasis, Mortem, Excrucitum, Streamers, Apparatus, blah, blah, blah. Metamorphosis, lycanthropy, presume in quam. Metamorphosis, lycanthropy, presume in quam. It's so fucking good, dude. So yeah, that's what I picked for that. I mean, this, like, look, this was really fucking hard, you guys. This was hard. All right, man. Not an easy feat. Halloween, 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 Halloween. Let me ask you a question. Leave in the comments. What do you think what should we tackle next? This is going to be a series. We're going to obviously do the Misfits 95 at some point. I was thinking maybe we'd also do the Damned. Pick some band. What are some bands? I mean, it has to be a band that I know the catalog well enough. I can't just pick a band that I don't know the catalog well enough. It'll just be really hard to do. So that's the show tonight. Halloween, 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 Halloween. I guess I could do Black Flag. We definitely got to do Sam Hain and Danzig too. Of course we are. Of course we're going to do those as well. We're going to do all Glenn Danzig's music. I know Glenn Danzig's music. I mean, I could do Sublime. I could do the Beatles. Oh God, the Beatles. That would take a long time. Could do the Pixies. I could do TSOL. But it's got to be catalogs that I know really well. That's I mean, the Heartbreakers, that would be a very short episode, but yes, we could do the Heartbreakers too, for sure. All right, I really got to go. Peace, hair grease. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Feeling a lot better after doing the show, so that's good. And we will see you next time.